simultaneously. You got showtime, baby. And we are back on the Yeah Coach podcast, where we encourage you to take action in life through the testimonies of others. And I have my good friend and fitness mentor here with me today. He went to the University of Georgia for his undergrad in nutrition, then went to the University of Kentucky for his master's degree in exercise physiology. He's been with Orange Theory Fitness for the past 6 years, almost 6 years now. He's taught the most classes out of any Orange Theory coach here in Lexington, Kentucky, over 3,000 classes. I want to welcome to the mic the Coach Dillon. What's up, man?
What up, baby? How you feeling, man? Good?
Doing well. You ready for the day?
I appreciate you having me, man. Yeah, I'm blessed more than I deserve.
Yeah.
That's always what I like to say.
Yes, sir. Well, for one, I just want to say thank you for your time. You're a busy person. It's been busy these past 2 years with everything going on.
Yeah.
And I want to appreciate you for setting some time aside, because I know that this conversation right here is going to impact lives. It's going to make people take that next step in their fitness journey or next step in life, just because they want to hear your story.
I love it, man.
So the first question, you probably know what it is.
Uh-oh. I think I do. I've listened to a couple.
What did you eat for breakfast this morning?
So I'm boring. I eat the same thing every single day. I like consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 2 bagels and then 4 eggs, and then I added some egg whites.
Okay.
So yeah, I get
every
up,
single day, Sunday through Monday?
Yep. Every single day. Get up, make the same thing. Don't want to think about it. Just get it. I can do it under about, let's say, like 5 minutes. I can have everything ready to go, man.
Really? Damn, that pan heats up that quick?
Yeah. No, I put it on hot. And I cook the eggs on hot the whole time. I'm sitting there,
quick,
just stirring it up. Yeah, we're getting it going. I ain't wasting no time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, have you always been a creature of habit? Like, consistency's always been your thing?
Yes. I'd say more so as I've gotten older.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that, you know how, like, they say the president has, like, one outfit in his closet? It's like a cartoon character's closet where it's just, like, literally all the same clothes. Because they got to save that brain power to make other decisions, important decisions throughout the day. So I try to kind of apply that with myself, as far as just like I'm not as important as the president, but like just like making the little decisions where I don't have to think about it. I just kind of just do it, just so I have more brain power to focus on other things throughout the day. It helps. I've noticed for me it helps.
That is a really, really good idea. Does it ever get boring?
Nah, I love it. I look forward to it. I woke up this morning like, oh, I can't wait to have my bagels and my eggs. Man. I love it 100%.
You never want to like throw any spice on there, make it sweet?
I mean, no. Like sometimes maybe I'll throw some cream cheese on there, but everyone's always like, you just eat plain bagels? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's just, I enjoy the bagel. I do cinnamon raisin bagels. And then I might put some pepper on the eggs, but that's really it.
No salt?
Nah.
Watch the sodium?
Yeah, watch the sodium.
Okay.
That high blood pressure and all that stuff runs in my family, so I try and stay away from all that stuff.
There's a really cool thing that you mentioned, that thing about the president, because something I noticed a couple years ago that I've been trying to do myself with consistency is the thing that like CEOs do, like the big Elon Musk people, is that or Mark Zuckerberg, you'll see them in the same thing all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because they're making so many important decisions that require critical thinking that they don't want to have to wake up and pick what they're doing or pick out their clothes every single day.
Yeah.
So it's like real plain stuff.
Exactly.
And I've been trying to do that myself. I've been like, all right, I just want to wear some khaki shorts and a little t-shirt.
Yeah, it's simple.
And it's helped me. It's helped me a lot, because now my wife kind of knows what I want to wear more now, because if it's got a lot of designs or something on it, I'm just not going to wear it. No. It's just not happening. And in high school, I would wear all the flashiest, the highlight, the neon green, the neon orange in high school. You'll see me
with
everything.
The construction worker, man. I had the shoes, the backpack, the shirt, the shorts. Man, I was doing the most in college, man. It was hilarious. I can show you a picture later on about, it's ridiculous, man. You couldn't miss me on campus.
Yeah. I think I'm very similar. Even it lingers with me just a little bit today as we're talking on the mic. You can look right beside you. I still got my bright orange backpack right there.
You do 100%, man. Matching that cone over there too. Yeah, that is nice.
The only reason I have it is, one, to bring it back, little pizzazz in what I wear. Yeah. But also, I work at Orange Theory Fitness and CSS Wellness. Yep. So, like, it matches everything. Yeah. I even got the shoes I bought here recently. These here.
Those are fresh. I saw those. Those fresh, man. I was like, I need to go get me some.
Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to wear them at CS or at Orange Theory.
I know. That's why I've been. You see what I got on? I'm in the plain white and black, man.
Oh, man. But, all right, back to it.
Yeah.
So, with you being a creature of habit, consistency is important. When do you think you kind of developed that growing up in adolescence? Is it something in high school, middle school, and where do you think it came from?
I'd say probably high school. So I played football growing up, and I got a trainer because I wanted to get a little bit better at the sport. And once I started seeing results, I fell in love with training. And so that's when I started becoming just like really consistent with like as far as my training and then as far as my eating too, because he was giving me nutrition advice as well. So like every single morning I'd get up and it was like eat like 4 or 5 hard-boiled eggs, oatmeal, like the most bodybuilder breakfast. And my parents would be like, what is wrong with you? Because I hated getting up early. Like I'd always wake up super late for school. My mom would have to wake me up like 7, 8 times before I actually like got up out of bed. But once I started doing that, and like the eating and the consistent training, I started seeing the results. Like I was leaps and bounds above like everyone else that trained with this trainer. He was a really well-known name in Atlanta. With like work with a lot of athletes, but like my strength gains were just like insane compared to everyone. Yeah, very abnormal, and I like put on muscle very quickly. And then also like me and my dad would work out in the basement too, and I would just keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger every single week. And he's like plateaued and like started getting weaker too. And that's when I knew I was like, man, if I just keep doing this, like the sky's the limit. Like there's no limitation on like what I could like possibly do with this. So I'd say that's where my consistency really came from when I started seeing those results from that.
What would you say helps you shift and not reach those plateaus while working out?
I would say, I know we just talked about consistency, but one, tracking, because you can't really know if you're making progress if you're not tracking stuff. And 2, switching up your workouts. And I keep the similar structure, but just changing out the exercises. Because 1, it keeps me engaged, and then it also keeps your body's so smart that it adapts to what you're doing very quickly. So if you're changing up like the accessory movements and whatnot, that kind of helps keeping you from plateauing, because then your body can't really like it'll adjust after a couple weeks. Then you switch it up again, and it's learning a new thing again. So I feel like that helps too. And diet's huge, man. Like you can't outwork a bad diet. I don't care what anyone says. That's just not a thing. So if you're consistently eating the things you're supposed to be doing, and you know what you should and shouldn't be eating. Like I used to do nutrition coaching. So I got my undergrad in that. And I always tell people, people make it more complicated than it is. They want the easy answer. They want the quick fix versus like, okay, you shouldn't be eating McDonald's 7 days a week, if that makes sense. Or the fried foods you need to stay away from. So if you start just cleaning up the little things here and there too, that'll make a big difference.
So shifting from consistency, but consistent changes that still go towards your goals.
I like that. There you go.
To overcome those plateaus.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they'll go through and they'll work out. They'll go hard for a long time.
Yeah.
And then like even today, we had someone in one of the classes that's like, I might do personal training because the past 4 or 5 months, I just haven't seen any change.
Yeah.
I started dropping. I think he said he dropped 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And then he just hovered right there for the past 4 months.
Yeah.
And he's tried to change it up every once in a while, but he does a lot of cardio, not as much strength training.
Yeah.
So I was suggesting just switching it up.
Yeah. It's time for sure.
And he doesn't eat meat. Doesn't eat meat at all. So switching up how he does things, food-wise, may be a good thing for him as well.
Yeah.
My next question would be, when it comes to the nutrition side of it, what advice would you give someone that's like, I don't know how to take that next step towards the nutrition? What would be their first step in doing it?
So I always tell my clients, a lot of people trying to go into like when they would come to me for like nutrition advice, they would try and just completely change their diet. And they might be able to do it for like a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but your body's just so used to getting certain nutrients that like if you just go through a crazy drastic change like that, the chance of you actually sticking with it long term and like being able to not give into your cravings is very low. So I always tell people just like small little things here and there. So maybe cut out the soda to start, or maybe cut out the fast food. And then once you're comfortable with that, like you're drinking way more water, the amount you need to, or you're not eating fast food as much, then it's like, all right, conquered this. Now this is next on the list. Let me hit this next. And that's how you slowly progress towards it being a whole lifestyle change versus just a fad diet you do for 3 months. You lose the weight, and then you go back to it, and then I see you a year later, and you look the exact same. That's like we did all that for nothing.
Right. Interesting. Huh. Man. That's something I sometimes struggle with, and I know I'm not the only one, where it's like, I want to completely 100% shift, but I'm not able to hold it long term. And then my body's also not able to hold that change long term either, because then I'll start seeing changes in what I'm able to lift because my body doesn't have the pizza that it had normally. So it's like, all right, so what change do I need to make next? Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
And I was in love with seeing those results, man. So that helped me out a lot too. And I know, like, if I eat something that's not healthy for me, like my body, like I can feel it immediately, and I hate that feeling. And it's kind of the same way, honestly, with alcohol. Like, just like drinking, like I know how I'm gonna feel the next day, so it kind of stops me from drinking like as much, or just drinking in general sometimes, which is crazy for some people to wrap their mind around. But I'm like, that feeling of being unproductive the next day, just like I hate it, man. Or sluggish, or that brain fog. It's just like I don't have time to waste. Like life is so short. I'm like, I don't want to waste a day just laying around, man.
Yeah.
So same thing with nutrition. Like I know the next day I'm not gonna feel the greatest in the gym. So like, okay, I'm not gonna eat this. I just don't. It doesn't suit me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why,
You're thinking about, how it's going to feel afterwards, how your body's going to feel, and know how your body may not be able to achieve the results of your goals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not performing to my highest potential because of the decision I made the day before. I always want to set myself up for success. So that's important.
Okay, then for the next question. From the outside looking in, and you may know this, you may not know this, you've grown in success along your journey. Pretty successful from the outside looking in when it comes to fitness and nutrition. What would you say has been your biggest challenge for Coach Dillon?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. Like work-wise, or just like personal-wise, or
personal-wise, not fitness industry-wise. Hey, let's do work. Let's do personal and then fitness. And then personal and then career.
Yeah. I would say for me, balancing my personal life and relationships in that aspect. Because for me, once I have a goal, like I'm zoned in, like nothing else matters, nothing's stopping me from like hitting my goal. And sometimes I lose sight of like the big picture of like, hey, like maybe I should call my sister this week and just randomly check up on her, because maybe I didn't get back to her text. And just kind of finding that balance in life is sometimes been tough for me, and definitely been a big struggle, and something I still struggle with, especially since the core group of friends that I grew up with in high school, they're all still at home. And we're all still in a big group message, and we talk all the time. But just like going out of my way to like reach out and check in on my friends like back home. Sometimes I just get caught up in just like work. Like, am I hitting this goal? Am I not hitting this goal? What can I change? Like, so I'll come home and it's like, all right, now what can I do to keep going, if that makes sense?
On the goal?
Yeah.
So what have you done about that?
So I'd say just being more involved in stuff. Like a lot of my friends have gotten married recently, so making those trips back home. For birthdays too, I've been trying to go back a lot more, because when I first started Orange Theory, I really didn't take any days off. Like it was just like I'm working, like I'm trying to save this money because I want to get into real estate, I want to get into investing, like I want to get into all these other things. So like nothing else mattered to me. But I'd say within the past, the past like couple months, Greece, San Diego, Atlanta, I'm going to West Palm here in a little bit, going to Texas. Like I'm trying to get back involved in that stuff with my friends, and that's bringing me a sense of fulfillment. So I realized that, okay, it's not all about my career goals and what I want to do in life. I got to take a step back and like look at the bigger picture. That makes sense. And those relationships, I feel like, are important for everyone in life, man.
Mm-hmm. So you brought up a word that I'm really, really interested in your definition of and what it means so that other people can create their definition of it.
Yeah.
And that is the word fulfillment. What does that mean for you?
I'd say living out your purpose in life and having meaningful relationships with important people around you will bring you fulfillment. And helping people. I feel like everyone and that's, I'm trying to think the best way to say this. I'd say in business, you get the amount of people you help is how successful you're gonna be. If that makes sense. So like think of I'm trying to think of a company that recently came out. Like I was gonna say Netflix. I think of a good example of who provides really good value. Shoot, we can go with Netflix. So they provide the value of, I don't know if you remember Blockbuster. You might be too, okay. I wasn't sure if you're too young for Blockbuster.
No, I remember.
I remember spending like Friday nights at Blockbuster with my parents and just going up and down the aisles trying to find like a movie to look for. And Netflix came in and changed the game where like you can sit on your couch at home and have access to all of that stuff that was at Blockbuster. They'll give you even recommendations. They have everything categorized. You can watch previews. So they like changed the game because they provided more value than what Blockbuster was providing. So that's kind of how Blockbuster ended up going out of business because of that. And I just lost sight of the question. What was the original question again?
How you answered the challenge in your life?
Where in the world was I going with Blockbuster?
Oh no, fulfillment. Yeah, sorry about that.
Where was I going with fulfillment?
Making it more value to other people.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
and making you more fulfilled.
Yeah, so bringing that value to people, relationships, and I forgot what the other thing was too. Living out your purpose. I was going somewhere with the fulfillment thing. I don't remember where it was.
It'll come back.
But those are the three things, in my opinion, of how you feel fulfillment in your life.
So Netflix catered to the value of the customer as opposed to just the business.
Exactly.
So from what I'm getting, if you converted that to personal life, focusing more on what we're giving instead of what we are receiving.
Exactly. 100%, man. That's why I love fitness so much. It's because like I can help, especially with Orange Theory, 30 people at once, like get closer to their goal in an hour, which is awesome. Like sometimes I get done at work and I'm like, dang, I just helped 100 people in those 3 to 4 hours or 3 to 4 classes that I taught, like get better today. Like that's awesome. Like that's fulfilling for me versus me hitting a bench PR like that. That's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. That's really cool. But like, that's like helping 100 people. That's cooler in my opinion. So that has brought me a ton of fulfillment. And that's why I've stayed in Lexington for so long, is I just love Orange Theory, like, and what I've been able to do here.
I like that.
Yeah, it's cool. We got a cool job, man.
We do.
Yeah.
Like, I need to make sure I remember that despite all the ups and downs.
Yeah.
Because sometimes with me being so new, having high expectations and then seeing things go, like, fluctuate. And fluctuate in my personal life and in my work life, and then trying to start the business.
Yeah, it's
and still trying to build, because now I have to think about a family too.
Yeah.
I'm just like trying to take on everything all at once. Yeah, I just got to keep that in mind, like why I'm doing it.
Yeah. I try and focus on the positive versus the negative sometimes, because I'm the same way, because I do a lot of other stuff with like YouTube and stuff outside of fitness, and finding that balance is tough. And sometimes I'm like, man, I didn't get a video up, or I didn't get a post up today, or I didn't do this or that. I'm like, man, what positive did I put out in the world though today? It's like, okay, I spotted this person that hit a PR on their bench, or I pushed them and hit a PR on the wattage on the rower, or on the treadmill, or made them lift something heavy, or I see a comment on a video that I posted and someone's like, hey, you inspired me to do this, like, and I appreciate that. And that's where I'm like, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning, and that's just how it's gonna be. But I gotta remember those little small wins too.
Yeah, man. All right, I got a little brain teaser. I don't even know if it's a little brain teaser, but it's gonna go a little off topic on this next one.
Okay.
If you right now had to create a brand new field of work, brand new business doesn't exist right now, what would it be?
And it can't be
something that already exists. It can be a subset of something that already exists.
Like it couldn't be like a fast food. Are you saying like that's not a like it couldn't be? Are you asking something I'm not already involved in, or just something that's?
If you're already doing it, then if not many people know about it, then sure.
Yeah.
But like something that like when fast food or when restaurants first came out, obviously they weren't thinking about to go, so they added to go, or something like Netflix versus Blockbuster, or Kodak versus Instagram. Something that you can maybe make easier for the consumer, or just a brand new field in general.
That is tough, man.
Mm-hmm. Like maybe like a drive-through to go motorcycle parts place.
That would be a cool concept. Man, that's a really good question. And I'm still trying to focus. I'm still trying to figure that out because I've been trying to jog my mind on like what other business can I create right now. That doesn't involve me trading time. So something a service that maybe I could provide that I don't have to be there for, or a product. Man, that's really tough. Let me think on that now. I don't know, man.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Another example would be kind of like what you have, kind of what you mentioned.
You're good.
Kind of what you had mentioned with the Netflix Blockbuster thing.
Yeah.
Instagram versus Kodak.
Yeah. Wait, what's Kodak? I never heard of Kodak.
Cameras. Kodak cameras. You remember them?
Oh, yeah.
The company Kodak. So the scientists at Kodak actually helped develop the digital camera that would eventually take them out of business.
Oh, wow.
Because they had patents on the cameras.
Yeah.
Like the lens, the film, and all that type of stuff.
Oh, wow.
And then Instagram took that and made it into an app, made it into a social media.
Yeah.
And Kodak, at its peak, had about 130,000 employees, and Instagram with only 13. Instagram recently sold for about $1 billion to Facebook, and Kodak is no longer involved. They made all their money on their patents, but then they didn't want to adjust with the needs and values of the consumer.
Yeah. And Instagram is providing more value.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Same with what I feel like may come soon, maybe not very fast, but with the restaurant industry. The restaurant industry. Dining in anyway.
Yeah.
My goodness.
No, you're good. You need some water or something?
I can't do it today. But the restaurant industry is just not surviving after COVID.
Yeah.
It is not the same as what it used to be. The only reason that sales are up is because they're raising prices.
Yeah.
So yes, sales are up compared to last year, but it's because I still am in contact with Carrabba's and other fast food chains, and sales are only up just for that reason.
That's crazy.
And once people realize, like, I could use Uber Eats or DoorDash, I can pull up, grab my food and go, or I can make more at home. Like, a lot of the restaurants are going to go more into grocery stores and probably make those Marie calendars, like those ready to eat things. Or
they have the downside. I've been saying that for a while, man. Like, you got these big places like Applebee's and like those kind of places where like Chili's, where they have all this space and all these employees, but people aren't dining in as much as they used to. Like if I go order food, I'm like, I just want to grab it and just go back home, man. Having to dress up and go sit down and do all of that, especially like during the week or if I'm super busy. So I definitely feel like that field is going to change to where they're just either doing to go or like I said, grocery stores maybe they like provide stuff that you can buy there or like operate out of a smaller facility.
I actually have a mentor of mine getting into it. Sold his concept already for just a fast food chain. Yeah. But only to go. Where you walk in, put in what you want. Yeah. It's made right then and there, and you walk out. And it's really, really cool concept. Yeah.
I would say though,
that could even be like screen printing, embroidery, different things like that.
Okay, here's okay. Now I got to answer the question.
You're good.
I feel like there is not someone that's really satisfying having healthy fast food made in that aspect. Like fast food, do you think of fast food is kind of like dirty or maybe not like
greasy,
the healthiest?
fried.
Yeah, exactly. So having something, not like a Chipotle, but something similar to that that's fresh, healthy, reasonably priced, maybe like the $8 to $15 range. They can go in real quick and like, I don't know, I just want like maybe some grilled chicken breast and like some rice. Something just simple. I can go and grab fast and then roll, if that makes sense. So I feel like the world is changing to where people are making more health conscious decisions. I feel like that's not a thing over here, especially on the East Coast, man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I mean, half the time when I think about getting done with a workout, I'm like, okay, I want to go get something quick to eat where I don't have to sit down. Like, it's like Chipotle. Yeah, I'm like, it's Chipotle and that's really all I can think of. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to eat Chipotle every single time, man.
I'm the same way. Yeah. For a time period, I had Chipotle and Qdoba back and forth between those two so many times throughout the week.
Exactly.
And it was good. It was great. I'd even grab it, eat it in the car most days. I wouldn't even eat it inside. And when I get it, it's actually a little bit different. I get Chipotle, and there was a period in my life when I didn't eat meat. It was only seafood.
Yeah.
So
I love seafood.
I learned that Chipotle and Qdoba had those options. They had the Impossible meat at Qdoba. Yeah, it's a plant-based meat.
I never heard of that. Okay.
And then Sofrita at Chipotle. And here recently, I'm upset they got rid of it, but I don't think it was very popular.
Yeah.
Chipotle had vegan chorizo. That was good.
Interesting.
But I would just eat that 24/7. Like, not obviously every day. Every day throughout the week. Yeah. Like, and it was easy. It was especially because Qdoba was right by the fountains in Palomar, right in Hamburg if I wanted to go down the street. Oh, and there used to be Qdoba right off Richmond Road. Next to Chase Bank.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, right over there.
But that'd be a really, really cool concept. Healthier, because the only other place that I would go and get a grilled chicken, I'd the grilled chicken sandwich at Ted's Montana Grill, which is very good, and then Carrabba's because I know I get half off.
That's true.
I think that wood fire grill, but they don't open until 4 p.m.
Yeah, and then how long does it take them to make it though?
10 minutes maybe.
Okay, that's not bad. I feel like most restaurants like that takes a while. Okay, so you call it in and go get it. Yeah, I guess I was thinking more of like the fast food kind of thing, because I'll either do like Chick-fil-A. That's right next to Richmond Road, right next to the fountains now. And you can get just like the grilled chicken nuggets and the filet is really good too. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a need for that, man, that's not being fulfilled.
Man, all right. Well, Dylan, we're getting towards the end of the podcast. We have a couple more questions to wrap up here before we let you go. What advice would you give someone that's wanting to take their jump, that step into the fitness journey or their fitness career? Both sides of that.
Similar to nutrition, take it slow and just try and slowly ease into it. Because if you try and do just one drastic change at first, I've seen it a million times. Worked in the fitness industry for a while now, like almost 10 years, so a decade. And when people try and just like, and some people can do it, but the majority of people, when they just try and change everything all at once, it's tough to stick with it because a lot of us are creatures of habit. And it's easy to go back to your old ways. So if you slowly change things, like, okay, maybe I'll walk outside for like 30 minutes 3 times a week. Just like little stuff like that. And it's like, okay, I get comfortable with that. I need another challenge. Okay, I'll start going to the gym and trying to lift some weights. Or maybe I'll get a trainer. Or maybe I'll start doing some little nutrition things here and there. I feel like when you take it slow like that, that's how you really make that lifestyle change. I think it was like the snowball effect.
The incremental steps.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how you change something overall over time. That's how you build that foundation. Like, you got to build a foundation first before you can build a house.
I like that. Oh, I like that. Yeah. What about for the fitness industry, fitness career?
Don't be afraid to try something new, man. You might be surprised by this, but first like fitness things I ever taught was Zumba classes, and that
wow,
everyone's always shocked when they hear that. Wow, man. And that's just because the certification. I didn't have any money at the time. I was in college. I was broke, but they were doing a class where you could do a Zumba certification. It was free. or they were going to pay for it for me. The university was. And I was like, okay, well, this is my opportunity to get my foot in the door with like group fitness instruction. I go to the class, and I'm obviously like the oddball out, and it's massive like bodybuilding type dude, like out here trying to like move his hips and stuff. And I love dancing, like that's just a part of my personality. So I mean, I was having a good time with it, but that's kind of like what taught me. And I was like, man, I actually like really enjoy this. And so yeah, I would just like I said, don't be afraid to take that first step and just get your name out there. Take any opportunity that you can. You might be surprised like how much you enjoy it, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is more of a personal question now. What if your first step was huge in your eyes? Like it wasn't a small group class. It was OTF. It was you're now in charge of up to 42 people in a room where it's all structured. You got to make sure everything's doing right. Yeah. What would be their next step?
I would just say go into it knowing you're going to mess up and give yourself the grace. And I still mess up to this day, man. I mean, 3,000 classes, 5.5 years later, like I still make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Obviously, I try to minimize the amount of mistakes that I make. But if you go into it with the mindset of, okay, I'm going to deliver, like it may not be the perfect workout all of the time, like as far as my delivery, I might make like a mistake with like timing or something small. But I'm going to deliver the most high energy, fun experience for the members. Mm-hmm. You can't go wrong with that. Because if they walk out of there smiling, then in my opinion, I did my job. Because they worked out like the running and the rowing and the lifting and all that other stuff. Like that stays pretty consistent. But what makes the difference between a high level coach and then someone just average is how does that member feel leaving the room? Do they feel accomplished? Mm-hmm. Do they have fun? And did they enjoy themselves while they're in there? They might not like running and rowing, exercising, all that stuff, but did I make their day better? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's how you go into that mind. That's how you should go into it. If you go into that mindset, you can't lose, man.
Man. Just taking everything in.
Yeah, no, man. You're good, man. You're good.
What a conversation. I think I have a rough idea of my next step.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have a couple different plans coming on.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to say thank you for this talk. This talk has been big. Yeah. Not just for me, but I know for the people listening.
Yeah.
I appreciate it,
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Cool. You know how we have to do when we end it, though.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I already know.
Now, you say, yeah, coach, when you're just like excited to do something. It's kind of like a hell yeah. Yeah. So we're going to back up from the mic a little bit. Okay. And we're going to do it on the count of 3. You ready for it?
Yep.
All right. And then 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, coach.
And that wraps up that interview. Thank you all so much for listening. Appreciate it, Dillon. I'll see you next time.